Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank and by Zaxby's Friends Family Flavor, with your host, Chris Delambert.
Welcome to the first Zaxby's Coaches Show of the 2019 season. I'm Chris Delambert. With me, my good friend, Hector Perez. Hector, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be back. It doesn't seem that long ago, but it's been a while.
It has been a little while. Hector, of course, is the marketing director for Zaxby's. You guys, how many stores are you up to in your group?
Right now we are at 11. We're predicted to do another 8 in the future years, so it's a long road and big heavy road ahead of us.
Moving close to 20.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a lot to take in, but it'll be over the years, so that's the only good thing.
Well, business must be really good.
Yeah, it's going. Now that school's in, you've got it's just these groups, and now that we're doing the coaches show, we're happy to have the teams here.
All right, what's hot at Zaxby's right now?
So right now, if you haven't heard or if you've never tried it, we have Sensation. It's back. For those who love it, come and get it. And we put it in a sandwich, so that's enough to say that it's good. I can tell you that much.
Now, Sensation used to just be a salad. Is that correct?
Yeah, it used to just be a salad.
And now it's a sandwich.
Yeah, it's to me it's not. It's a little odd, but personally, it's not a bad sandwich. I'm gonna be honest.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out. I've never had it as a sandwich. I never thought about it being a sandwich.
I never
but it's
either
exciting.
until the promo came out. I'm like, all right, it's a sandwich.
Very nice, very nice. So it's always season after season. Every time I talk to you, you're telling me that business is great. Obviously, you guys are growing. How far does your footprint in your group stretch right now?
Like as far as like where we journey to?
No, where do you have stores? There's 11 stores in your group. You're going to add another 8. How big is that footprint?
Most of Charlotte.
Wow.
Yeah, most of Charlotte. Yeah, so we're taking over the Charlotte area.
All right, well, I tell people all the time that when my kids and I used to travel, anytime they saw an exit sign with the Zaxby's, we had to stop there. Now it's kind of easy because there's just Zaxby's everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we started out, like if you see some of the signs around, it says 597 stores, and now we're at 897.
Wow.
Yeah,
and the sky's the limit.
And we just keep growing, going a little bit more west. Everything west is coming east.
Awesome. Well, as always, we appreciate all of the support that you give to local high school sports. You're a tremendous presence in the community, and I can't thank you enough. Anything you'd like to add?
Actually, yeah, we're Zaxby's hosting a 5K here in Sanford at the Stanley Park, October 26th at 10 a.m. If you want to sign up, all proceeds go to Victory Junction. It's a great, organization, and we're happy to host it.
What does Victory Junction do?
So what Victory Junction is, it's basically a place where kids can be kids that don't get a chance to, they've got some kind of sickness. We want to make sure that they're able to be kids. And Richard Petty actually donated that 50 acres. And it's a wonderful organization. I mean, you've got so many volunteers that go there every year.
Sounds like a great cause. I would come out and do the 5K, except that I might extend the event. You might have to be there all night waiting for me to get through 5K.
Lucky for you, we also have a Monster Dash, so it's close to October. We're hoping that people come in their costumes. It's a walk.
How far? Like around the building?
Yeah. Oh, I think we might do the whole 5K trail. It's not too bad. We're hoping, get a good amount of people there, so we're hoping it to be fun.
All right, perfect. What day is that again?
October 26th.
And how do people register?
So you can register on PiedmontRacesSeries.com.
PiedmontRacesSeries.com.
Yes, sir.
All right. And what's the entry fee?
And the entry fee is $35 for the 5K and then $15 for the Monster Dash.
All right, runners, walkers, get ready.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the prizes, first place $200 and $100 Zaxby's gift card. Second place $100, $50 Zaxby's gift card. Third place $75 and a $25 Zaxby's
What's the prize for last place?
Pat on the back and thank you for coming by.
Can I get a sensation sandwich? Just one?
We'll talk about it.
All right,
You're
very
special,
good.
Chris.
Very good. All right, we'll be right back after this break, and we'll give away some hardware.
Here we go.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back. And introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette. Both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal. Only at Zaxby's.
It's game day at Classic Nissan. The starting lineup. Your captains on offense, number 5, Holden Cruz. And number 10, Jasmine Dowell. Your captains on defense, number 55, Wesley Tater Womack. Number 7, Steve Dandridge. Whether you're a Yellow Jacket or a Cavalier, everybody gets a classic deal. For sales, service, or parts, visit us at ClassicNissanSanford.com or in person on Highway 87, right across from Walmart in Sanford.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Joined in set, presto changeo, just like that. Coach Steve Burdeau of the Lee County Yellow Jackets. You're off to a good start, guy.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Everything going according to plan right now. You guys are 4-0. Hadn't always been as pretty as maybe you like.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts this early in the season?
It's been an interesting season so far. Both times we actually played a game. We've had 2 games a week. So we haven't really had a normal week yet. We're hoping that this week's going to be that first week.
All right. So you say you haven't played a game. 2 of those games you played in either an abbreviated second half or no second half at all.
Right.
There were a lot of expectations for you guys coming into the season. In at least 3 of those 4 games, I think everybody looked at that and said, yep. How do you keep these guys motivated?
Well, we have some really good coaches. I think they do a really good job of keeping them motivated and knowing that the bigger picture is not necessarily just this week, but we got to get better for our future goals.
Okay, so the offense, I've been surprised personally that the offense has been more balanced than I expected it to be. I expected you guys to come out and run the ball down people's throats and do it until they stopped you, and you've been sort of passing before you necessarily needed to, which is a surprise. But Colin Johnson able to push the ball down the field gives you guys a completely different dimension than has been in the Yellow Jacket offense probably for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, Colin is a 3-year starter. He gets it done. Ain't no doubt about that. But we have a really good group of receivers. I think that's been a transition from last year to this year. Those guys will keep getting better, and we're more comfortable.
From a personnel standpoint, this is a seasoned team. A lot of junior, senior depth on this team. Who's been the biggest surprise, though, from the summer to now up to this point?
That's a good question.
That's what I do, baby.
Yeah,
that's good questions.
We've got some good ones. I think one of the surprises has been, I guess, I can't make out one group. I think the overall receiver group has done a really good job. We're playing 6-8 guys at receiver, and they're stepping in there doing a really good job with it.
All right, so I asked you this last year. I've asked you this on camera before. Tyreek McKendall, playing receiver, is the guy that can run by everybody. He can run over top of everybody. Do you see him finishing his career as a Yellow Jacket at receiver, or do you have something different in mind for him in the offense?
Well, I think you'll see a little bit of both things, running back and receiver from him, and maybe as early as this week.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of pumped.
Right.
You're going to tip me off when we get off the air?
Well, yeah, we'll talk some more.
All right, very good. So A.J. Boulware, focus of the offense. He's been dinged up a couple of times. And with the abbreviated games you've played, his stats in total have suffered. Yeah. But this guy's playing at a whole different level.
Yeah.
From last year where he's about 170 pounds, he was a tough guy that would take people on, but now he's taking them on at about 195.
Yep.
What's the ceiling for this young man?
Yeah, so the good thing is, a lot of people have been asking me about stats in general. Stats are all good and they're fun to look at, but my preference, as long as we're scoring points or beating the other team, we're good.
Yes, sir.
AJ's average about 15 yards a carry, so we can't be too mad about that. But the total yards isn't there. But AJ is a tough kid with the ball in his hands for sure.
All right, so I know over the course of the next 6 weeks, probably you've got a lot of D1 offers coming into a lot of these young men. We'd love to make sure that we can get those guys in here with the hats and do the rest of that. You ready to commit to that? Can we make it happen?
Sounds good to me. We got to do something.
Perfect. Before we bring the players out, you have anything else you want to add?
No, I appreciate everybody with the support, and Zaxby's is doing a great job hosting this thing.
All right, talk a little bit about Wilson Fight this week and what kind of challenges they pose.
So they've been a very balanced team so far. They have a solid defense. They've played a good non-conference schedule. The three teams, they are 1-3. The three teams that beat them are all 3-1 and 4-0. So they haven't went through any cupcake type games. They beat a Kinston team that is very athletic. I think they kind of fit the same mold as Oak County and some of the teams we went against. They're athletic, they can make plays, and we got to execute.
All right, very good. We'll take a quick break, then we'll be back to give away some hardware. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
It's my favorite time of the year. Football is back. I would like to personally invite you to come down for your next new or pre-owned vehicle purchase. With one of the largest new and pre-owned inventories in the area, come see us today for discounts that the competition simply can't match or beat. If you drive in Sanford, why not buy in Sanford? Come see me, the deal maker. Come and get that big town deal with that small town feel right here at Crossroads Ford in Sanford.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert, joined by Rich Trogdon from First Bank. You've got big shoes to fill, man. Big shoes. First Bank's been with us for years and years and years, supporting high school football here in Lee County. We really appreciate the continued support. What can you tell folks about you?
Born and raised around here, played high school football, greatest time of my life. Got the chance to play on college. Tell these boys enjoy each and every day. It goes by fast.
Where'd you play college ball at?
Wingate University.
All right, very good, very good. And what's your position at First Bank?
I'm the commercial leader over Lee and Chatham County.
That sounds complicated.
No, it's not.
All right, anything you'd like to add before we start giving away hardware?
No, sir.
All right, Coach, take it away.
All right, so we'll start out with week one. Our players of the game for defensive player of the game was DeAndre Prince. DeAndre. All right. And offensive player of the game was Tyreek McKendall. All right. Week two.
Hold on, before you go any further. Mr. Prince, you know that we've taken to calling you DDP on the telecast. Is that okay with you? All right, very good. Just wanted to check. You're a big guy. I didn't want to make you mad.
All right, we'll go week two. We had Desmond Evans was our defensive player of the week. And offensive player of the week was A.J. Boyer. All right. On to week three. Jaden Chalmers was the defensive player. And Colin Johnson was our offensive player of the week. All right, last week we had Jackson Lamb was the defensive player of the week. And Larry Baldwin was the offensive player of the week.
You got those flipped around, I think. Oh, well. Coach, you want to say a few words about any of these guys?
Yeah, this group in general has been getting it done for us on the field, and they've been leaders off the field. They're doing a really good job of leading their teammates, Really proud of them, how hard they're working, and they got to keep doing it.
All right. Every time I ask you this question, you crack me up with your answer. What's the goal for this year for the Yellow Jackets, 2019?
Our goal is to win a state championship.
Anybody disagree with that? No. Very good. All right, Coach, guys, anything you'd like to add?
Hey, we got a home game this week. Come out and see us.
What are the people going to see when they come out to see you this weekend?
They can come see us anytime. We'll do the same thing.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, there you have it. A victory has been guaranteed by the Yellow Jackets. Mr. Trogdon, appreciate your assistance. Coach, stick around because I want to talk to you about some Panther football.
We'll talk.
And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with Southern League.
9 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
It's game day at Classic Nissan. The starting lineup. Your captains on offense, number 5, Holden Cruz. And number 10, Jasmine Dole. Your captains on defense, number 55, Wesley Tater Womack. Number 7, Steve Dandridge. Whether you're a Yellow Jacket or a Cavalier, everybody gets a classic deal. For sales, service, or parts, visit us at ClassicNissanSanford.com or in person on Highway 87, right across from Walmart in Sanford.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, change of plans on the Zaxby's Coaches Show. We had to be flexible. We were a little too short with the last segment, so I get to hang out with you and talk some football. We touched on Wilson Fike. E.E. Smith, I thought, was an interesting matchup for you guys. I think that was probably the biggest, most athletic team that you're going to see this year. What do you think?
Yeah, but between them and Hoke was a really athletic team as well. E.E. Smith probably had more individual talent. Hoke County probably had it more spread across the field. But you know, the two of the guys on E.E. Smith are going to be Division I football players.
So last year didn't end the way you wanted it to. Out in the second round of the playoffs. Why is this team better?
I think the senior leadership, having a chance to go through the whole off season with them in the weight room, I think that'll be huge.
Okay. And as far as the expectations, it's easy to say year in and year out, week in and week out, we want to win a state championship. But these guys are looking at the schedule. They're rolling in here and they're handling business. I really want to know the nuts and bolts. Don't give me a canned answer. Yeah. We got a great coaching staff. How do you keep these guys motivated?
Well, we talked about it some today after practice. You know, it's doing little things right. You know, we have certain things we wear on Thursdays and walk through. If they don't do it, they're going to hear about it. You know, if they don't wear their cleats in the locker room, if they do it, they're going to hear about it. You know, if they don't turn their work in, they make it up after practice. You know, so we try to take all those things, we keep all those things under control, and that stuff translates to the field.
Got it. Colin Johnson, 3-year starter quarterback. Talk about this young man and what exactly he means to that offense.
Yeah, Colin makes, like I said, he makes stuff happen. This past week, he really did a really good job of actually breaking the pocket some, had a couple good runs when there was some pressure, but he does a good job in our RPO system, getting into the right guys. He does a good job. He controls the offense. He's almost like a coach on the field.
I have my own perception, having watched him, about how his game has evolved. But what are your feelings about what he's doing better physically with the football this year than last?
Yeah, so one thing that I've seen is he's starting to take control of our pass protection. He understands not just what they're doing in the secondary, but what they're doing inside the box. He can help us get in the right front as far as who needs to be blocking who. That's a big step for a quarterback.
With the performances that the team has put up so far, got to be hard to pick at things, but I know how football coaches are. You know, you're going to come off after beating somebody 60-0, talking about the things that you did wrong.
Definitely.
What are the things that you want to see improve over the course of the next 7 or 8 weeks?
Yeah, I think for offensive linemen, one of the things we're trying to do is get better with our first step. We still false step a little bit, so we worked on that some today. Pass protection, staying and blocking to the whistle. We might get on there, and the first second and a half we're blocking, and then we might get off on it. Our receivers have done an exceptional job of increasing our, length of block, but we want to continue to do that and take better angles. And on defense, it's always about tackling, alignment and tackling.
Now, coming into the season, I think it's fair to say the biggest question mark was how you were going to fill the hole created by the loss of talent and experience on the offensive line. How has that group stacked up so far, and how close are they to being where that group was last year?
Yeah, so it's a little bit different group. Obviously, this group is fairly young compared to the one last year. I think they're going to continue to get better. We're a little bit deeper at the offensive line position than we were last year. We might be a little bit more athletic than we were last year. We might not have as much beef there, but we can move some guys out the way.
Okay. Scheduling. This is year 2 for you. Looking at the preseason schedule, my own personal perception is probably not as difficult as you would like it to be.
Right.
What can we look forward to over the next couple of years as the contracts expire and you get a chance to put your stamp on the preseason schedule?
Yeah, so there's 2 things I guess that go on, or a couple of things that go into scheduling. One of them, you have to have the other team agree to play you, which sometimes has been difficult. When some of the teams we called, it just didn't line up, or maybe some of the teams just didn't really want to play us. Two of those things can happen. But I want to continue to play athletic teams. I want to continue to play teams that have consistent support, because if they are consistent year in, year out, you know what, you're going to get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 team win team, instead of sometimes one year the team might win 10, the next year might win 4. I really don't want to play those type of teams. I want to be tested.
Fair enough. So one of your priorities when you took over the program was to turn people out on Friday nights. The schedule hasn't done you any favors with the weather and games being moved, but where are we at in the process of trying to get better crowds out there on Friday night?
Yeah, so one of the things we're doing is we're giving away some T-shirts to some students. They're raffling off some gift cards for gas to students. So we're trying to incentivize the students to come to games. We have a lot of adults that come and a lot of little kids that come, but we're trying to get some students too. This week's actually youth football night, so we're hoping we'll have a whole bunch of young kids out in
very
jerseys.
Cool. All right, so what people who haven't been to a game yet this year won't know is that over the summer you made it your own project for the team to clean up the facility. And you told me about it before the Jamboree, and I showed up and I was like gobsmacked. The place is transformed. Talk a little bit about where that thought process came from and how that all came together.
I think it kind of goes back to talk about the little things. We having pride in what we have. If we want to have pride in it, we need to show it. And the boys went out there and did a lot of work from May to really early August, pressure washing, painting, cleaning up some grass, weeds, and all that kind of thing. So they took a lot of pride. There was a lot of sweat they did. I know they worked hard at it.
Are projects like that something you're going to incorporate into every summer moving forward?
Yeah, that'd be the goal. We'll continue to find something different each year to try to improve.
All right, very good. You guys are off to a great start. Looking across the conference, there's some teams that are doing some things we may not have expected. What do you see in the rest of the conference that's got your attention?
Yeah, what I've been happy to see is the conference seems like it's been more competitive throughout. I know that all those coaches in the offseason were working hard, and I'm hoping they continue to win these non-conference games because that helps everybody.
All right, very good. I know you've got your eye on the playoffs. We'll be with you every step of the way. We'll be covering the Wilson Fight game this weekend, and it looks as though we'll be on hand. Who do you have in 2 weeks?
We have 27th. Anson County.
Looks like we'll be at the Anson County game. We were scheduled to be at Southern Lee, but there's been a cancellation. We'll talk with the coaching staff about that on the other side. Anything you'd like to add?
I appreciate everything y'all guys do.
Coach Steve Burdeau of the Lee County Yellow Jackets, one of my favorite people in the world. Appreciate you hanging out with
us. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, this is the Zaxby's Coaches Show. We'll see you on the other side of the break, and we'll finally have Southern Lee at the tape.
Thanks for watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank and by Zaxby's Friends Family Flavor, with your host, Chris Delambert.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette. Both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert. Back with me, Hector Perez, Director of Marketing and all things public relations for Zaxby's here in Sanford, North Carolina, and across the region, up into Charlotte and all that. You must spend an awful lot of time on the road.
I do. You know what? I bought a car in January, and it already has 20,000 miles on it, so it's killing me, but oh well.
Well, you got, did the hat come with the car? Because that's a good driving hat.
Oh, God, yeah. That's the whole reason why I bought the car. It's because I got this hat.
We talked a little bit in the first segment about Zaxby's, how much the business is growing. Talk about employment opportunities at Zaxby's.
Well, yeah, actually, one of the things I want to mention is, when we're going to Harrisburg, we're trying out new things. There's a pay raise going on. It started, we would go from $7.25, you complete your ZUs, you go to $8, now we're at $9, and we're going all the way to $10.
All right.
We're raising, the actual price of, we're paying our employees. So, we're just changing up things a little bit.
And as far as management goes, do you guys try to promote from within and grow those managers?
Yes. I think it's possibly, the best way we can do it, just because, it's coming from in-house, they know what they're doing, and, we try to make sure the place runs smoothly as it can be.
All right, very good. I tell people all the time, I'm a tongue torch guy. Now, we've begun calling the red zone in the games, not just the Zaxby's red zone, but I decided to call it the Zaxby's tongue torch red zone. I didn't bounce that off of you. I just want to make sure. I can't help myself, man.
Well, I don't know. That's a copyright. I don't know if that's something maybe corporate. We'll have to deal with that. But
I found
it'll be okay.
I found in life that it's easier to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. So I'm just going to keep on, if that's all right with you.
I never heard it.
Very good. Anything you'd like to add, Hector?
Just again, the 5K, we want as many people as we can to come in. So if you're looking for something to do, win some big prizes for the 5K, definitely come and do it.
All right, and that's to raise money for Victory Junction. That's a ranch that was started by Richard Petty, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yeah. It's a whole 50 acres of just, fun stuff. You've got a cafeteria there, a barber shop, a play area. It's just a really fun place for kids to be. It's basically a summer camp.
All right, and you can find more information about that at PiedmontRacingSeries.com. Is that correct?
Race Series.
Race Series.
Yeah.
All right, PiedmontRaceSeries.com to get more information about Zaxby's 5K to raise money for Victory Junction. I'm going to be there. I don't know if I can run or not. I got a trick knee, man, and it only acts up when somebody asks me to run 5 kilometers. But I'll be there in spirit.
Hey, we're happy to be there.
As always, we appreciate your support, Hector. Zaxby's is a great corporate citizen. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, anything you'd like to add before we go to the break?
Come eat some Zaxby's. You can't lose.
All right, this is the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Very first one of 2019. We'll be right back with the Southern League Cavaliers.
With every weekend on the go, we never know where we're going to end up. That's why we got the Ford Explorer. You get the feel of a car with the room and space of an SUV, which is all a bonus. Trips to the mountains, trips to the river.
Soccer games, baseball games, anywhere. Big Bear.
After 13, 14 years of having a Toyota, I'm not going back.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette. Both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
I'm Chris Delambert. With me is Rob Patterson. Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Rob, Southern Lee went through a lot of changes this offseason. Coaching staff, system. You came out of the gate sputtering a little bit, but have put it together and probably, well, without a doubt, the most complete showing of the season was that Week 4 win. Talk a little bit about what went down this weekend and how it all came together.
Well, you're right. We had some changes in the coaching staff, putting in a new offense. We got 8 new starters on defense. A lot of different things happening, and putting that stuff together takes time. You know, it takes repetition. It takes hard work. And just over time, particularly on the offensive side, our offense has really responded. The last 2 weeks, we've had over 40 points both games. They are starting to respond. Our blocking assignments are better. Our quarterbacks and running backs are having a great experience right now. Thomas is throwing the ball really, really well. And if you're an option team that can throw the ball, that opens all kinds of doors for you. And it's hard for teams to stop us now because they don't know what to pay attention to. And that's made a big difference.
Well, Cedar Ridge this past weekend, 47-0 was the final score. It was a game that you guys came out fast. And I said during the telecast, I had expectations and I had some things that I considered as possibilities. You guys scoring on the first 5 possessions, touchdowns each one of those, that wasn't a consideration I had. I didn't think I was going to watch that happen. What were you guys thinking as it unfolded in front of you?
I think we're a team, when we can get the ball in our athletes' hands, we feel very comfortable we can win those one-on-one matchups. We really like our skilled kids and like our athletes. And of late, we have done a very good job of doing that. And our running game has gotten better. You know, Nick Locklear was banged up in the Pinecrest game, had an ankle issue, slowed him down. Rod Ingram, who's been a running back with Nick the last couple of years, he's still coming back from a knee injury. He's just starting to get back on the field. So, you know, that's kind of hurt us a little bit, playing some guys that haven't played a lot in those roles. So getting healthy helped a lot in those 2 games. We're able to use guys that are used to playing certain roles. And having that run-pass balance just really makes a difference.
Well, you talked about Thomas earlier. You're talking about Thomas Harrington, senior quarterback. What has his challenge been in learning the new offense? Because this is distinctly different from what he came through the system in. How has he made those adjustments, and what's that process look like?
Well, it's just getting repetition. It's muscle memory and getting repetition. Running, triple option. There's the feel of the mesh, the timing of the pitch, the reads. It just takes doing it over and over again to get really proficient at it. One of the great things Thomas brings to the table, though, he is an incredibly smart football player. Maybe one of the smartest quarterbacks I've ever been around. And I don't like quarterbacks by nature, and I'm a defensive guy. But, you know, his smarts help him in so many different ways that speeds up that learning process. He's a senior. He gets it. Players respond to him. I mean, it really helps our football team. He's got a great arm, and he can make throws that we were talking about today in practice. He makes throws because of his baseball experience that you wouldn't normally want a quarterback to make, but he makes them, and he makes them look really good.
So from the outside looking in, it seems that even within this offense, this is a new system, the triple option. It seems from the outside looking in as if there's been a shift in personnel that's been driven by taking the bigger backs and making them the up back as opposed to running out of the tail position.
Right.
And putting athletes back there that weren't necessarily running backs before.
Right.
Was that something that was sort of built into the plan, or is that an adjustment that's been made as the season has worn on?
A little bit built in the plan, but also getting some of our kids more used to certain roles. And that takes time. It just doesn't happen. You don't wake up one Tuesday morning and everybody knows their role. The other really critical piece is our offensive line has gotten much more comfortable in their blocking assignments. You know, it's interesting, we'll hear, well, y'all run the same play, so many times. Well, we may run something that looks like the same play, and it may be 4 or 5 different ways we've blocked it. And a lot of times our offensive line has to recognize that and adapt accordingly based on what the defense is doing. And we're getting so much better at that now that that's leading to a lot bigger plays.
So you stepped up and were promoted into the role of defensive coordinator.
Right.
I'm certain that as you've moved through the ranks, that this was a day that you sort of had in your mind, I want to do that at some point. And I'm sure that you had a lot of ideas about what it was going to look like. How has the process of running the defense been different than you expected it to be?
Not as much as you would think. First of all, we have a team of coaches that really put the game plan together. I'm one of a group that we put this together as a group. We decide early on what we're going to do. So I'm basically communicating what the plan is that our coaching team put together. You know, we've always had that kind of atmosphere, which always been a team approach to how we're going to do things, who's going to play what roles, what we're going to call in certain situations. We like to go get the quarterback. We like to attack. I'm not going to sit back there and let somebody just beat us up. We like getting our defensive linemen on the move where we think our athleticism there, you know, really counts for us, and we can use our speed there. So it's really a team effort. I won't kid you, it's been fun, and I enjoy that part of the deal. It's a younger defense. We bring 8 new starters to the table, but they're a smart group. They communicate well. They're athletic, and we have gradually gotten better every week, and that's what our goal is.
So you said 8 new starters on defense. This is a school that almost for a while was sort of a linebacker factory, and you just kept cycling them through. This is the youngest group that's been starting at linebacker for Southern Lee in years and years.
It is.
Of all of those 8 new starters on defense, which guys have sort of surprised you the most after the summer?
Well, our D-line's solid. We knew that would be a strength coming in. And we're really excited about, really we go 5 deep there with really solid players across the line. And we're able to do a lot of things to impact the game. And that has helped our linebackers who are a little more inexperienced grow at a better pace. You know, John Wilson's a sophomore middle linebacker. I put a lot on a middle linebacker. They're making strength calls. They're making adjustments. There's a lot of communication to it. I'm adjusting that week to week. It's the hardest position to play in our defense because of how you have to read what the offense does, and it's so different. It happens so fast. John's a pretty confident young man, and he's taking it on really well. Our outside backers, Julian Barnes, Stevie Cameron, Keyshawn Mays, Trevor Schwab, those are all guys that they're very good at playing the role that I need them to play and putting ourselves in a great position. We have 7 guys on our defense that are averaging 3 or more tackles, and that's pretty impressive, and we're excited about that.
I don't know if you're going to be willing to admit it because you don't want people to listen to their own hype, but I tell people all the time when they ask me questions about this conference, Southern Lee has the best tandem of cornerbacks in this conference, period, with Elijah Fox to Noah Lockley. Am I wrong?
Oh, no, by far. And that allows us to do a lot of things. You know, we can morph our defense and do a lot of things. We have 7 picks already this year. I was a little disappointed we didn't get one last Friday, but they didn't throw the ball as much. But, yeah, it allows us to lock down on the outside. We're playing some zone blitz kind of stuff right now where these guys can be athletes and come down on the ball. A.J. West has come along a great deal. Elijah Donaldson's our 3rd corner. So, you know, that depth, Kenyon Palmer's become a real vital person back there. So we've been able to use the strength of EJ and Tanoa and then build some really, really good quality around them. And that has quickly become a very strong part of our football team.
All right, so out of the gate, first couple of weeks had to be frustrating. There was a lot of talk about the new offense and the rest of that. Now it's starting to look pretty good. Do you as a staff and the team as a whole allow yourself to look past next week and set goals for the season as a whole, or are you going to give me the can, we're going to take it 1 week at a time?
I'll give you the Bill Belichick. We're looking forward to Franklinton, and that's all we care about. I'm incredibly superstitious. These guys know that. I cannot look beyond what's right in front of us, and I don't want our players to. We want to be 1-0 this week, and that is our primary goal. And looking beyond that, to me, is just too difficult to do. You know, we have competition all over the place, and, you know, I know we had our friends here from Lee County, you know, some of the guys want to talk about Lee's in November. I mean, that's a long way away for us, you know. Franklinton's a huge game for us. They beat us in the playoffs last year. It's a little bit of a revenge game. We talked about it in practice today.
Can you feel that in the locker room? Is
Yeah,
this
we
a
could feel
special game for these guys?
Yeah, we feel on a practice field today. They know it. They know that game got taken away from us, and we understand nobody's going to give us anything. We got to go take it. And this is a big-time game for us. It's a home game on our field. You know, we had to play the playoff game across town last year, so that kind of took a little bit of what I thought the value away. But we know we're at home, where our fan base is, and we need to be 3-2 at the end of this week.
So Franklinton this week, Central Virginia 2 weeks from now has been canceled.
Right.
Is there any effort being made to replace that game, or you just?
There's a great deal of effort to try to replace that game. We do not want to go 2 straight weeks of having bye. I don't even know what you do with that. I mean, we're still.
Well, I was going to ask you, but
we're putting
headed
some
me off.
contingencies in place just in case, because if that's a reality, we got to plan for it. So we spent a good part of our coaches meeting Sunday talking about that and how we would adapt to that if that's the case. But we are really trying hard to find that game, because we get better when we play. It's just hard to get better when you're not playing, particularly this time of year where you're in a routine, and we don't do well when we get out of routines as a general rule. So we are frantically looking for that.
Well, for the folks at home too, and I don't know how deep you would care to dive into this, if that game doesn't get replaced, that's a big deal, because you schedule a game like Pinecrest where you're really punching up, and you can kind of throw that game out because of the way the playoff selections are made. Talk a little bit about what losing that game will mean when it comes to the math for playoff selection.
Well, great point. I mean, typically you play an 11-game schedule. You can throw one game away, which is typically obviously a loss. So you're playing that 10 game. Well, if you don't have that opportunity, then you're living with whatever your 10-game schedule, 10-game schedule is. Not to say we would have automatically beat the Virginia team, but on paper we were better. It was a game we would have come and expected to be favored. But that would be a big deal, and it was part of the scheduling. One of the things we try to do with scheduling, and everybody looks at it as different, is we want to schedule some tough teams early. So we want to be a little battle tested. We want to go through some adversity, and we find when we get to conference play and adversity hits, we handle it better because we know what it looks like. If you never face adversity until a very critical time, you don't know how to respond. And we think playing that tough schedule, as hard as it was, and as we took a physical beating those 2 games too, and it was, it hurt us in a lot of ways. It's helped us in the long run.
What challenges specifically does Franklinton pose for you this weekend?
I'll talk about my part of the world first, but they're very well coached. They don't make any mistakes. They will try things. They will have answers for things until something works. And last year they did the same thing to us. They came in the second half in a little more of a wing set, tight end wing set, empowered us, outnumbered us on that side, and they beat us up a little bit on that. We spent a lot of time today working on those kinds of concepts. They love to run power. They love to run to where I think they have numbers. They have a good counter back to that. Maybe not as talented a team in certain positions as they had last year, but still really solid across the board. On their defensive front, they don't do a lot of funky things. They're very fundamental, very basic. What they do very well. Like I said, they're an extremely well-coached team. They're not going to beat themselves, so we're going to have to go beat them.
It seemed this weekend like half the people on the roster got a chance to carry the ball out of the backfield. Not the least of which was a little surprising to me when DeAndre McAllister lined up as a tailback.
Yes.
Now that's your backup quarterback.
Right.
I know this is only high school football and we're all football players, but there has to be a little bit of trepidation. We got to take care of him. Or are you just going to run him as a tailback in that rotation? Is there any special treatment that he's going to get because of that?
No, we're going to run him in that rotation. He played some receiver for us. He played some outside backer for us. I think in the Hope game he played 4 different positions. DeAndre's a very athletic young man. He can morph into a lot of different roles, and that's valuable where you can kind of plug and play him across the board. We really found out in the scrimmages he's a pretty good guy back there as a pitchback. His pitch track is good. He attacks the edge very well. He'll lower his shoulder and take a hit, give a hit, and that has some value for us. So that's why you have the scrimmages, to find out things like that. So his ability to do different things is a big value for us, and we like moving him around and doing different things.
Well, I know that people that cover the school and closely monitor the program kind of excited about the fact that this may be, depending upon how things unfold, this may be the quarterback of the future, because that's a lot of athleticism to put in the backfield, and it speaks to, the fact that he can play so many different positions.
Sure.
Speaks to, excuse me, just how good an athlete he is. So it looks like the future's bright. Anything you'd like to add before we go to a break?
No, we're excited to be in the position we're in. I think we could have taken one of those first 2 games. I really thought the Hope game was laying out there for us, and we didn't take it, but we learned from that. Different things happened in the Pinecrest game. We learned from that. What we're trying to do is take some value out of every game we play, and it's a cliche, but we try to get better every single week at what we do. And we feel like if we can do that and do the things we do on defense and be as skill-oriented on offense that we are, that we're going to have a lot of success.
All right, very good. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with First Bank, and eventually tonight we'll present some more trophies. I'm Chris Delambert. This is Rob Patterson. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
It's game day at Classic Nissan. The starting lineup. Your captains on offense, number 5, Holden Cruz. And number 10, Jasmine Dole. Your captains on defense, number 55, Wesley Tater Womack. Number 7, Steve Dandridge. Whether you're a Yellow Jacket or a Cavalier, everybody gets a classic deal. For sales, service, or parts, visit us at ClassicNissanSanford.com or in person on Highway 87, right across from Walmart in Sanford.
"90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All right, welcome back to the first Zaxby's Coaches Show of 2019, the first of many throughout the year. Back with me, Rich Trogdon from First Bank. Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
And Theodora, the executive manager of Classic Nissan here in Sanford.
How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
All right, so we've talked before. You're relatively new to the area. Talk about what the transition to Sanford's been like.
It's been awesome. I mean, it's a very wonderful community here. We have a great team at Classic Nissan, a lot of locals that actually live in the Sanford area. The clients are just terrific, and we feel like it's a cause, it's higher purpose. So
Very good. What kind of specials are in play right now at Classic Nissan?
Anywhere from 0% financing to all sorts of incentives. We've got inventory, bukus of inventory, so special financing, no credit, bad credit, good credit, we've got it all.
All right, I love to talk about the hybrids. I know Nissan's been on the cutting edge with the Leaf and that. Talk to us a little bit about what's going on with hybrid technology and Nissan in general.
It's really the electric car that we are known for, because we were the first manufacturer to actually offer an electric car. So hybrids, we're not doing the hybrid market right now, but electric car, yes.
So just straight electric.
Yes.
My fault. So with people with the electric cars, I know there are expectations. What do people find when they test drive one of your electric cars?
They find that they're nimble, they're quick, they have great power, and obviously they're very, very convenient as far as size-wise, and they just get in and out very nicely. So all the way around, we have a very good market for the electric car here in the Sanford area.
Very good. Anything you'd like to add before we go to the break?
Just, we have our 2020s are trickling in. The brand new Versa, redesigned Versa, is on our lot. I think we have 12 to 15 of those right now. And so it's a great car. I would encourage anyone to come take a test drive. I drove one the other day. It's a great car. I mean, fuel efficiency and loaded to the gills. I mean, they're great. It's a great value.
All right, well, very good. Very good. If you're in the market for a new car, check out Classic Nissan here in Sanford. And one of Theodora's team will take care of you.
Yes, definitely.
Very, very good. Rich, second bite at the apple. Anything you'd like to add?
It's an honor to be here tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to give out the award. It's an honor to work for a community bank such as First Bank that not only gives their time and donations, but also gives their time. Mr. Patterson's part with us, and he gives a lot of time back to these kids in the community. So it's an honor to be here.
All right, well, many thanks again to First Bank and to Classic Nissan. You said you played football at Wingate.
Yes, sir.
What position?
H-back.
All right.
So play both fullback, tight end,
Crappy
and slot.
offensive position.
You know that, yeah. You were the Swiss Army knife. I like it. So how often does Rob try to talk you into coming out and helping out with staff at Southern?
Well, I like to get him in a good mood before we go to meetings, and I draw up plays on there, and then me and him will see whose X can beat up whose O before we'll meet.
Very good. Very good. Thanks again to both groups for their support of high school football here in Lee County. We'll be back in just a moment to give away some trophies and some chicken.
It's game day at Classic Nissan. The starting lineup. Your captains on offense, number 5, Holden Cruz. And number 10, Jasmine Dole. Your captains on defense, number 55, Wesley Tater Womack. Number 7, Steve Dandridge. Whether you're a Yellow Jacket or a Cavalier, everybody gets a classic deal. For sales, service, or parts, visit us at ClassicNissanSanford.com or in person on Highway 87, right across from Walmart in Sanford.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
Guys, it's back!
Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the sensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette. Both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Chris Delambert, Rob Patterson, Rich Trogdon, and 8 Cavaliers about to collect some hardware for their efforts this year. Coach, I'm going to defer to you, but there's a couple of these guys I want to jump in and talk to a little bit. Okay. If you want to make these announcements, so I'll pass you some hardware and we can get this rolling.
All right, so we'll start with the Hope County game. Are real excited about this because both the offense and defensive winners were linemen, who we treasure. So our offensive player of the game was offensive tackle Parker Odom. Parker, congratulations. You want to shake my hand? Okay. And our defensive player of the game, one of my favorites, Cedric Douglas. Congratulations, bud.
All right, so my question for you guys, I don't know ever at the Zaxby's Coaches Show if we've had linemen on both sides of the ball get player of the game. But both of you guys, the role that you fill is sort of the old man on your line. Talk about what the challenge is that you've tried to help the coaching staff with bringing those new personnel onto both of those lines.
I just think iron sharpens iron. Every day at practice, you know, me and Sid hitting, and Caden and Sid hitting, and iron sharpens iron. This year we got a new center, and they've been able to move me around a little bit. And I get out on the edge. Sid, talk about the defense.
It's really pretty much the same thing he said. Me and my prodigy, Elijah Barrett, we just go ahead and head up against those guys.
So tell the truth. If I lined you up right there, head up, which one of you is going to win the battle?
Now, wait a minute. Now, wait.
I don't believe that just happened.
Now, I won a battle against Parker a little bit earlier this year. They don't want to talk about it.
That didn't happen. There's no way
but
that happened.
I pulled and got you, man.
Oh, yeah.
I had to lead by example sometimes.
All right, congratulations, guys. Hope to see you back here and need a big win Friday. All right, very good.
All right, so coming up next in the Pinecrest game are offense and defensive player of the games. They actually play both ways. Our offensive player of the game was E.J. Fox, and our defensive player of the game was Tanoa Lockley. So congratulations. There you go. I said both your corners win those weeks.
All right. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you guys, one of you got offense, one of you got defense. You guys, I said earlier in the show, for my money, you guys are the best tandem of corners in the conference. But for a tandem of corners, you guys, cornerbacks, when they tell you play in tandem like that, have to have a nickname. Do you guys have a nickname for the defensive backfield?
DBU.
DBU?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Very good. And to Noah, we were talking about you on the radio this morning, and I talked about the fact you had 4 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 2 through the air. And my co-host asked, once you score the 3rd touchdown, do you even celebrate the 4th one? Can you get excited about it? How's that work? Because I scored touchdowns in my life, but I never scored 4 in one game.
No, I can't really get excited, but I do want to thank my linemen for blocking for me, though, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't get none of that. So.
All right, so you're pretty classy when you pass the goal line and you sort of hand the ball to the official. If coach wasn't watching and you could get away with it, what would be your touchdown celebration?
Spiking the ball.
Just spiking it. That's it? All right, very good. Coach?
They both also have 2 interceptions. Just thought I'd throw in a little defensive start there. So of our 7, they have 4. So.
All right, which one of y'all should have had one this week? I mean, you got shut out. That's not going to happen very often.
We didn't get a pick this week. They didn't throw as much. It was a little bit different. Tanoa had 1 call back against Pinecrest. So we've had a couple things called back, do some things. So.
Now, you guys both play corner and both play receiver and tailback. Of those 3 things, and anything else on the field, what's your favorite role at any given time? Corner?
I say corner. I like defense. I love it.
All right, very good. You guys keep doing your thing. We'll see you on both sides of the ball, and good luck on Friday night.
Hope they say that if Ken was sitting here. Okay, so third game, our Northwood game, our offensive player of the game is our quarterback, Mr. Thomas Harrington. Congratulations, Thomas. And our defensive player of the game, Stevie Cameron. Stevie did a lot of, I think he fit every single stat box we had. He had a fumble recovery, a block kick, a pick, 4 tackles. So he had boxes checked all over the defensive stats that game. So
that's a big night. Thomas, 4 years in the program, 3 years as a starting quarterback. What was it like transitioning to a brand new offense this offseason?
I think it was definitely different for our guys, and just the fact of everybody buying in to the program. It's different from what we ran last year with Coach Cox and with Coach Johnson the year before that. So everybody buying in, and we're starting to get the hang of it now, so we're looking forward to the rest of the season.
Now, you've been primarily a thrower of the football, probably all the way back to middle school. What was your initial thought when they told you, hey, we're going to run the triple option? Was there one moment where you wanted to punch something? That's all I want to know.
Oh, there was definitely one moment. I was thinking, well, I'm not the fastest man in the world, so I little questioned it, but, coach's got to do what coaches thinks best, and he thinks this is best, so we're going to run what he thinks.
Well, you've done a great job, and you can see the growth week to week, and the element that you bring, being able to throw that ball over the top, makes that offense pretty dangerous. I think the blips on the radar early in the season, you had 2 tough matchups, should be clear sailing from now on, so keep up the good work. Mr. Cameron, you're all over the field, man, just hitting people, popping people in the mouth. Good job. Keep it up, and good luck on Friday, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Thomas has had 4 offense coordinators in 4 years. You got to be a pretty smart quarterback to handle that. Okay, in our last game, Cedar Ridge last week, our offensive player of the game, a repeat, Tanoa Lockley. Where'd you go, Tanoa? Congratulations again. And our sophomore linebacker and leading tackler of our football team, defensive player of the game, John Wilson. Congratulations, John.
Mr. Wilson, your name was one I heard through the summer, and I was looking forward to seeing you. And it looks like you guys didn't miss a beat with the linebacking core that was there. Who's been the mentor in that position group for you that's helped you the most?
For me, it was probably Keyshawn and Coach Rob, and previously it was Caleb Munlock. They've been my mentors and telling me what I need to do. To keep me at that level of play that I need to be at to compete at the varsity level.
All right, there's a great tradition of linebacker play over the last 7 or 8 years at Southern. That was big shoes to fill. What part of your game do you think you have the most to improve upon?
I could always get better, but I guess my pass drop and pass coverage, that needs a little tweaking. But, and like, you know, filling the gap with runs, you know, I mean, everything can be improved. But right now, I guess it would be pass coverage, you know, stopping the run.
All right, well, great game. And after an 0-2 start, Cavaliers have won 2 straight, getting closer and closer to conference play. I'm going to ask you guys the same thing I did the Yellow Jackets. What are your expectations for this season?
To win a game by the week.
Week by week.
Week by week.
All right, well, this week should mark another win. We're excited about the game. Good luck to you guys. Coach, do you have anything to add before we roll out of here?
No, I just want to thank everything you guys do. Thanks Zaxby's for having the show. It's a great night, and you know, a lot of people turning out, so we always like that.
All right, well, thanks again to Rich Trogdon and First Bank. Thank you to Zaxby's. This has been the very first Zaxby's Coaches Show of 2019. We'll be right back here every Monday at 7 o'clock with both Lee County and Southern Lee eating chicken. It's going to be awesome. Have a great night.
Thanks for watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank and by Zaxby's Friends Family Flavor with your host, Chris Delambert.